This is new for me. I'm revealing spaces in our home to my family. Come on, let's go, everyone in!
Oh my gosh!
What?
This is absolutely amazing.
Oh my god! It's beautiful, right?
Hey everyone, George Oliphant here at my house where we are getting ready to embark on the biggest paint project this home has seen in its 100-year history. I know from doing over 100 rescues that a vibrant new paint job can really enrich one's space and life. But before we dive into my own project, let's take a look back at some of my favorite past paint projects for a little inspiration. Since 2010, George the Rescue has filled different spaces with positivity and inspiration. When tackling bedroom projects, we carefully consider who will be inhabiting them. Whether you're creating a princess's palace or a relaxing refuge, color choice and variety can go a long way.
George, oh my gosh!
Bringing light to dark basements can add an entire new dimension to your home. And my friend Tyler Whistler had just the right vision for the England family.
One of the great design tricks with dark colors is blacks, really dark charcoal grays. Anything that you put in front of it becomes the star.
I love the way your brain works, Tyler.
Don't touch the hair.
Sorry, I won't
Don't touch the hair.
Not to be overlooked, exterior paint jobs can also be total game changers. A custom basketball court and an animal shelter are two of my favorite efforts. The reactions were priceless.
Oh my God. This is absolutely incredible. There's grass.
Yep, give it a pee, break it in.
Look, it's done. Oh wow!
That's incredible.
I often leave these rescues with creative inspiration for my own home, which really comes in handy when challenging projects require all hands on deck.
We have got to deal with the dining room.
The dining room.
Yeah.
Coming up, my wife and I prepare for our home's biggest paint project in its 100-year history.
Say goodbye to the dark wood. Unfortunately, it has to go. I'm sorry.
George to the Rescue is sponsored in part by Scotch Painter's Tape. For more info, go to scotchbrand.com/painterstape.
Who am I? I don't even know.
Back the curtain. My wife, Zoe.
Hi.
When tackling a paint project in your own home, it is important to have a clear vision. Thankfully, my wife of over 12 years has a very good design eye.
Well, I'm married to George Oliphant, so I am basically married to George the Rescue. And it's awesome because he is who he is on the show.
I'll hold it. Waffles? Okay, good.
But it is the story of the cobbler's family.
Shoemaker's kids had no shoes.
I don't even know the expression, but that's totally us because there's so many projects that have needed to be done in this house and he's not always here. He's on the job site. He sometimes leaves early and gets home late, so we really needed to call in the big guns for this project.
We live in a 100-year-old Tudor that my family has owned for over 75 years. That's 4 generations under one roof.
We were living in the city and there was an opportunity for us to move out to the suburbs and take over this house. We weren't totally ready to move to the suburbs, but we didn't also want the family home to get, have to be sold, or we wanted to keep it in the family, so we decided to move out here and take this on.
What's the sheep say? Yeah, good job.
And the chips? What? Oh, the gummies?
It sounds really cool to live in an old house, but there are many challenges.
Like?
Oh.
Where do we even start?
Well, it can be a can of worms. You don't know what's in the walls because nothing's been touched. You don't know when anything's really been touched. Over the years, there have been some projects, the unsexy projects, as George likes to call them, that you can't really see, but have to be done. So when we moved in, the first project that we were supposed to do, that I was, promised, was the kitchen. And that quickly got knocked down the list because the plumbing all broke in all the bathrooms and we had to do all the bathroom and ongoing roof, driveway, exterior landscaping.
And this is the problem that everybody has with their houses. They come in and there's just the cosmetic things that they want to do.
You want to paint, and you
want
want a pretty kitchen,
and you want new appliances,
wallpaper.
and some new wall. Yeah.
The list that we have is very long,
Overwhelming.
and it's like an 11-year list. What do you think?
I love it. For the last year, we have really been in the weeds because we did our kitchen. Woo! Getting Bodhi out of bed.
With 4 kids and a dog, it's been interesting.
This is our pantry right here. You got the oatmeal, some chips, popcorn, cereal.
There were some rough patches.
Definitely. We are literally
So close.
so close. But before we can get to that point, we have to paint. We have a lot of really cool paint projects.
Yeah. We have basically a white kitchen, but we're gonna add a really fun pop of color in the wet bar. I want you to paint it green.
Not the whole kitchen.
The wet bar.
Just the wet bar. So the
It's
forest green.
It's a very like deep, rich green.
Kermit the Frog green. Oscar the Grouch green.
Nah,
Christmas tree.
more like Christmas tree.
We've come a long way, but we're not done yet. New countertop here, a few odds and ends,
Floors.
and then literally the elephant in the room, the Oliphant in the Oliphant Castle,
We have got to deal with the dining room.
the dining room.
Yeah.
Because we've had the house and the family for over 70 years, there's a lot of history, a lot of tradition, a lot of stories, a lot of memories. So it's hard to kind of
Keep the integrity,
keep the integrity of the
but
house.
also make it current and modern and comfortable the way that maybe my aesthetic is.
Man,
So-
I love that we were able to make this transition and make it all one. I
Yeah.
hate that it had to affect all of these walls.
I know. Say goodbye to the dark wood. Unfortunately, it has to go. I'm sorry.
The time has come, the decision has been made. We have to paint the dining room. The dark wood has got to go.
We're going to paint it white. Now that we've done this and the opening has changed, I feel like we don't really have much of a choice unless we had this as like an accent wall, which you're not gonna do in a dining room. With the new kitchen, it's gonna feel like, it's gonna have more flow.
This calls for precision. It's all about the prep. It's all about the tape.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I think you can do a good job if you use the right tape.
Zoe is 100% right about needing the right tools for the job. And to make sure that I have the right tape for this project, I'm reaching out to 3M's adhesive expert, Jeff Malmer. Hey, Jeff, good to see you, my friend.
Hey, George, good to see you.
I started the paint project here at my house. Before I could even get started, I told my wife, I gotta get my inner Malmer on.
Nice.
The man who knows tape better than anybody on this planet.
So 3M has a wide portfolio of tapes for their painting projects. And the reason we have multiple tapes is not one tape will do the job for everything. You do not have one tool on your job site that does everything either. So it's the right tool for the right job.
In the kitchen, we built all new cabinetry. It's beautiful, just had everything painted. We added a wet bar area. My wife, she wants to paint all of this brand new white cabinetry green.
Yeah, so if you're going to be applying the tape to the crown molding, our sharp lines tape is going to be the perfect tape for that. It's going to have our edge lock technology in it to give you those sharp paint lines that you need.
Inevitably, in renovating our kitchen, our dining room was affected. It's an old, traditional English Tudor, all dark wood. What tape do I use to protect the trim?
Yeah, so we're going to want to go with our Sharp Lines 2093 on that. Again, it's going to give you the sharp paint lines with the edge lock technology in it, and it's going to give you the right adhesion level so you're not going to have any damage and have to do any rework when you remove the tape.
And the exterior of our house. All of the stucco has been redone, but now it has to be painted. The house was painted black, it's got white trim.
So when you're outside, you're dealing with lots of things that are out of your control, particularly weather. So we're going to want to go with our exterior surfaces tape on that application. It has our innovative poly backing on that tape as well. It'll stay up and it'll come off when you want it to. The last thing you want to do is re-prep because something came through it overnight.
My wife has been waiting a decade for us to get this.
Yeah.
The last thing she wants me doing is having to go and retape every time they're ready to put up a new coat. Jeff, I can't thank you enough. I am going to make my way over to the HomeDepot.com website and grab some exterior, some sharp lines, and some delicate surface tape, and I'll get these projects underway.
Yeah, there we go. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
George to the Rescue is sponsored in part by 3M. For more information, go to 3mdiy.com.
After 9 months of grueling construction, it is finally time for a little paint. They say knowledge is power, which means now that I have all that information from Jeff Malmer, I am ready to tackle these paint projects. We're doing the windows outside the kitchen, as well as the wet bar, the dining room, and why not, we're also doing my son's bedroom. Whew.
So,
Thought it was gonna smell a lot worse in here.
he's not that stinky yet.
No, he's not.
This room has been super cute for him, but I'm thinking it's time for like maybe a little upgrade.
Mom and Dad to the rescue. We're coming in.
It's a cute room, but it just definitely needs a little bit more maturity, and he's an artist, and we want to do something a little creative for him so that he feels maybe a little inspired.
But in this one, you're leading the charge. We're working together.
I feel like it's like give and take. I lead a little, he reels me in, he leads a little, I really reel him in. I think we're gonna get rid of this whole nook. Take this, are you listening?
I am.
Georgie?
I am. Before you do painting, before you even dip the brush in the can, you have to do prep. And for little dings and repairs and any damage up to a 3-inch diameter, I like to use 3M's high-strength small hole repair. The beauty of this product, all in one, so we got the compound, we got the putty knife, sandpaper's right here on the tip. You don't want to know where any of these blemishes were. When you go over here with your hand, when your fingertips are just cruising along, it should all feel smooth and uniform. Boom. Huh? Yeah, smooth as can be. Even if your walls are in decent shape, like the wet bar in my kitchen, you still want to give them a light sanding. This way your paint has something to adhere to. For something like this, for the cabinets, you're going to want to use a high grit. The lower the grit, the rougher it is. And what's great about these sanding sponges is this little diamond channeling. What that does is as you kind of start to create dust, as you sand, the dust all comes into these channels and drops down, so it's not this billowing cloud of dust.
What are you doing?
Why did you say it in that way? I have a couple different tape projects I want to address in George's room. I am going to paint a Scottish flag on the wall. Let the wall be the canvas, so an ode to the family, you know, the Scottish heritage. George loves the Scottish flag. And I found up in the attic an old frame, one of those big old antique frames.
Okay.
So you'll frame the wall. So you actually won't, the artwork will be the wall.
I love it.
And then if you ever want to get rid of it, you just paint right over it. The flag is going on our freshly painted white wall. So I'm definitely using delicate surface tape for that. The last thing I want is to pull up any tape or do any damage to our new walls. And the tape is going to give us those super sharp paint lines. First coat is done, gonna let it dry, hit it with a second coat, then we can pull our tape, and voila!
Now that our kitchen's painted white, it's so beautiful and bright, but I wanted to give it some sort of pop of color or character, and was thinking maybe a forest green.
According to Jeff, sharp lines goes on the crown and the delicate surface on the wall. These are freshly painted, new sheetrock walls. You're gonna wanna use delicate surface so you get those super sharp paint lines, but you don't have to worry about any paint being peeled off or any damage to the walls. All right, so lead the way. Show me what you picked.
Okay.
Now that the entire dining room is white, it's time to paint the panels. Zoe's going with a green mossy color for the panels. She said trust her, so I'm trusting her. All right, so this was nice. I like this. I mean,
that was a bit of a mistake.
I have opened up cans and been surprised by the color I see inside numerous times. And I've learned that sometimes it can look putrid in the can and come out fairly decent on the walls. But this green, it is gnarly.
What I was looking for more is over there, which actually is a little bit more, has like a darker brownish gray in it.
I don't know why you get rid of all the beautiful brown wood and then throw an uglier brown in the panels.
Okay, we are really not agreeing on color right now.
It doesn't really matter.
I can't sell you on it right now. I'm walking out of this project, honestly.
Okay.
When I picked the color, I always sample, but this time I didn't. Not sure why. Total oversight, and it ended up being a total disaster.
Introducing 3M's updated line of Scotch painter's tapes. Every paint job is unique, but they all start the same way, with the right preparation. The family of Scotch painter's tape are specifically designed for your surfaces. The best paint jobs start with Scotch painter's tape.
These holes are common in houses, easy fix, 5 inches or smaller. The large hole repair kit can take care of it. It's got a nice repair plate with double-sided tape. It gives you a surface to spread all the compound onto. Fill it up, wipe it clean, then you're gonna let it sit for about 24 hours. Sand it down with your sanding sponge that's included in the large hole repair kit. Prime, then paint it, hole disappears.
Okay, we are really not agreeing on color right now.
It doesn't really matter.
I can't sell you on it right now. George and I often have a difference of opinion because we're married. So I'm gonna remedy this. I have to remedy this for my marriage and my house.
I don't ever want to fight with you, all right? This is it.
We're not fighting.
Can't fight. Not over paint colors. Some of you guys watching this might be thinking, Zoe and I got ourselves in a definite pickle. Not the case. That is the beauty of paint. It is cosmetic. It can be painted over at any time.
The color that I ended up going with is a mossy, rich green with brown undertones, which is exactly what I was looking for. And I think it's gonna be perfect.
Tragedy averted. So in doing the kitchen, we put in all these beautiful windows, which is awesome, but the outside did suffer a little damage, and you can see that we fixed and repaired all of the stucco. That's what this gray is here. We're gonna make it all uniform, a nice, beautiful black. That is where the Scotch exterior tape comes in. What's nice about this exterior tape is it can handle whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Wind, rain, this will stand up to it. Zoe, finally.
Finally, it's done.
We have made it through the renovation, the painting. Our marriage is intact. The house looks beautiful. The kids are happy. Life is good. This is new for me. I'm revealing spaces in our home to my family.
I'm pretty thankful, and I think we did a really good job.
Come on, let's go, everyone in!
Oh my gosh!
What?
Look at this space.
I love it.
Yeah?
Me too.
Yeah.
The dining room looks spectacular. The olive green, the vine color that Zoe chose, it's perfect.
It's neutral, but
really
it
pops.
still provides like a contrast.
I gotta give it up to you, Zoe. It's awesome. It really is. It's bright, it's refreshing, and I was terrified about how it was gonna marry in with the living room because it was dark wood going into dark wood. It works. The thing I am most excited about, and I know it's spring right now, but is Christmas Eve. There have been 78 Christmas Eve parties in this house.
And how many that you spent of your
I've
life?
had 44 consecutive Christmas Eves in that dining room.
We've also been without
We've
a
been
dining room and a kitchen for so long. I can't wait to have dinner parties. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Brian, do you want to see George's room? You want to see what we did to George's
Should we go
room?
look at Georgie's room and see that?
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Come on in, bud. You are ready for middle school. What do you think? I knew you were going to do that. It's really hard to get an honest reaction from a 12-year-old, but I think that he did like his room.
He likes his room.
He likes his room.
I love it.
Did we do a good job?
Yes.
And this is like going to be a nice like space for you, creative, and do your schoolwork.
It's more open, it's more grown up, he can get to work, he actually likes doing work, doing his schoolwork, he likes to draw and read. And what do you think of that? Huh? What flag is that?
Scotland flag?
Yeah, and the Scottish flag idea with the frame.
Yeah. Killed it.
The lightning bolt also came out awesome.
The lightning bolt did. The chair rail line was super sharp.
Oh my gosh, and the chair rail changes the look of the room. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. You don't have to sleep in your brother's room anymore. We're done. I'm done painting in here until like you go to high school.
This is it. Sweet dreams, buddy.
All right, leave him be. I learned a lot doing this kitchen. You know, it doesn't matter that
God.
I've done well over
much.
100 rescues and so many kitchens. When it's your own house and it's an old house,
That was a lot.
ode to all builders and designers.
It's a lot of work, a lot of details, a lot of decisions. I'm super excited about the wet bar.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we painted it green.
The wet bar, awesome. We
Wanted it
painted
to feel like
green.
its own entity
Yeah,
and
with
add some character, and I really think that it did.
I think us doing this whole project together shows that anybody can do it. And I encourage families, husbands, wives, get your kids
involved.
Huh? It's a bonding experience. You're gonna make some mistakes. Don't go to bed angry. You know?
Well, and everything can be talked out, and sometimes we disagree, but we always meet in the middle somewhere.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's paint, okay? You're not building the foundation, you're not framing the house.
Right.
You're changing the look of a room with paint. As long as you do the right prep, you can paint over it and start a new day. I mean, do you want anything else?
Do I? Well, no.